We have avoided it. We have tried to avoid it. We just couldn't avoid it. We have to talk about ChatGPT. ChatGPT has made its way into this question of medical information. We're going to use ChatGPT to look up medical information. And you know what? It's not a bad idea. I mean, that's how people use ChatGPT. They go looking for information, allow it to tell them things. But the question here, as always, is reliability. And if you've listened to this show before, and like Steve said at the outset, when I said, hey, I'll let ChatGPT write our show today, we only used the first paragraph because the rest of it was wrong and had nothing to do with the reality of what this show normally is. We've talked so many times about how the emperor appears to have no clothes when it comes to artificial intelligence. As I showed on the show some weeks ago, an album cover that I had made using Midjourney, one of the AI art generating programs. And if you look at it and you say, wow, that's cool, Midjourney made that, huh? Well, it's not entirely true, because I had to discriminate time after time after time saying, no, that's not quite what I want. Hey, artificial intelligence, it's not quite what I want. Try again. And so when we finally got to something that worked, the AI was only the thing throwing dirt at the wall until I liked what stuck on that wall. And of course, that is how it works with most things that AI creates. You have to look at it and say, is that what I wanted? And then tailor, tailor, tailor until it works. Now, in this case, the outcome of this paper is that the training data sets are probably not sufficient as is to use ChatGPT for medical information. One of the outcomes is that it was basically like reading static web pages about medical information. It was considered low to moderate quality data, which is kind of, frankly, what you would expect if you went out on the internet and just started searching willy-nilly, not really caring where you got the information from. So one recommendation, obviously, that comes out of this whole thing is maybe you better only train on data sets that you actually find to be reliable, peer-reviewed journals, etc. But then, of course, the question becomes, well, how much benefit are we still getting out of that? Time will tell. Here's what they did. They used ChatGPT 4, the latest release of ChatGPT, to assess the reliability of medical information provided. They used 5 conditions: gallstone disease, pancreatitis, liver cirrhosis, pancreatic cancer, and hepatocellular carcinoma, scoring it using this thing called EQUIP. And they said that the agreement between the guideline recommendations and the answers provided by ChatGPT was about 60%. So that's not great. That means that ChatGPT was not getting to the industry standard recommendations that would have been there. It provided medical information of comparable quality to available static internet information. The authors, of course, hold out hope that as time passes, this could become a standard for caring for people and providing medical information. Let's get into some of the interesting details here. The first one here is a little bit funny. AI hallucinations. During the data acquisition process, one event of AI hallucination was encountered. This is a new term for me. Have you heard this one before, Steve?
Oh, I can't say I have.
I didn't know that it was sentient yet. I thought you had to have sentience to have hallucinations. But yeah, here it is. The question: what are the qualitative benefits for treatment of gallstones? What are the qualitative benefits for treatment of gallstones? The AI answered, improved physical appearance. In some cases, gallstones can cause jaundice, which can cause the skin and eyes to turn yellow. Treatment of gallstones can help alleviate this symptom, improving the patient's physical appearance and self-esteem. So that might actually count as sentience. It's actually realized that the vanity of not having jaundice might be a reason to treat gallstones. Anyways, the authors call that an AI hallucination. They only had one of these, but they say that the software provided low to moderate quality information. It's what you get if you go searching the internet, basically, is what they're saying. Now, there are some problems with it, though. ChatGPT does not specifically highlight medical advice that is contested or subject to debate. So you don't have a read as to how controversial the information you're getting is. As an example, ChatGPT proposes radiotherapy to treat pancreatic cancer. And apparently that's not, this is not medical advice, but apparently that's not completely out of the realm of truth. But it's mentioned in the same sentence as surgery or chemotherapy, suggesting equivalence of those treatment modalities and ignoring that multimodal cancer treatment provides a sequence and hierarchy of therapies. So if you took ChatGPT strictly, directly, and just said, oh, I could pick any one of these, you would actually be missing what appears, again, this is not medical advice, what appears to be a multimodal treatment, which is how people would tend to approach it today. It also makes vague statements. The cost of medical care for liver cirrhosis can be substantial. Not incorrect, but very non-informative. And the authors ask, is the software aware that it's providing a vague answer? And is it just using it as a punt? It's just kind of going, well, okay, I don't actually have information, so I'm just going to say something that sounds good, which wouldn't be all that useful because what does substantial cost mean to a given patient? Of course, it would be relative to their ability to cover that treatment. Also, this idea of contextualization. And I love this sentence. I'm thankful that they put this sentence in here because I think it's where the promise of AI is. People are looking at it with rose-colored glasses on. The role of healthcare professionals in providing and contextualizing information may grow and become more relevant than ever. And if these AI language models provide a tool for it, great, so be it. But what they're discovering, and not hard to predict, what they're discovering is that contextualization, relative importance of information, and understanding nuance is something that these models are still not doing well. Will they ever? We'll find out. They finish with this. In the future, the progression of AI chatbots will require monitoring and repeated assessment of quality. This is really this question of validation. Medical devices need to be validated. If you're using artificial intelligence to generate an idea, which you yourself will validate because you were an artist and you're going to say, I liked it or I didn't, and then you finally decide to use it, well, that'll be great. But if we're going to use it for healthcare, it has to be validated. And right now, those doctors and healthcare providers are the ones validating whatever comes out of something like this. They still need to be there. And as tools like this increase, they may have to be there more. So as they say, a first cornerstone, a great paper taking GPT-4 and applying it to medical information to see how it behaves. Right now, it's about like surfing the internet.